Next thing is a resume. And even if the school does not ask for a resume as a part of the official application package, you're going to have to present it sooner or later before you are accepted. And what does that mean? It means if you go with almost every single business school now asks for some form of interview. And we'll talk about interviews below. But, and when you go for an interview, you have to hand them a resume. So it's something that you will either in the application or soon, if you're going to be admitted, you have to basically include in your essay. Okay, I mean in your application package. I really recommend that people have two types of resumes. And the first type of resume is what I call a roadmap resume, and it's a resume you generally include in your application. And what does this do? Well, it should be no longer than one page. If you've been out of school for more than, say, 7 or 8 years, it could be down to the second page, but really no longer than 2 pages. People don't have time to read it. And the whole point of a resume to include in an application is for somebody to quickly look at your application, look at your resume, and really orient them, really figure out where you worked, what you've done, where you went to college, how you did. It really just should hit the high points of your professional experience and your academic experience. So it really should be direct to the point. They should focus a little bit more on procedure, what you do for work, what your major responsibilities are, and what some of your major accomplishments are. Once again, really stick to the one page if you possibly can, 2 pages if you're a little bit older. Okay, things like summaries on the top, they never read. Things like where you travel, they really don't care about all that much. If you're sort of semi-proficient in the language, they really don't care about that all that much. Really just think about what would an admissions person really want to know about me on an accelerated basis, and then put that down and use that as a guide for your resume. The second type of resume I really recommend people writing is what I call talking points resume. And what that is more, it's unlike the roadmap resume, the talking point resume is a little bit more geared towards your results. And the point is that we use a talking point resume if you've been invited in for an interview. So you go in for an interview, you hand someone the resume, it's really results oriented. They're going to look and say, oh, tell me about this. And most of the time it will be an accomplishment you had. And if you basically talk to a person about your accomplishments for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, they're most likely going to leave with a very favorable impression of you. So you really this is really a very strategic thing we're talking about here. It's really sort of how you present yourself and to whom. One resume is resume that talks more about process and really to orient a reader to get to know you from a whole package. And the other one is really for you to control the conversation. So remember that, the talking points resume for interviews and the roadmap resume to sort of for orientation to be included in your general application package.